You guys should really check out this new one. It's called Keep It 99.
Keep It 99, huh?
This is Keep It 99 Sports, where your boy Laugh is made. Joined with Unico Williams and Monray Hubson is breaking down the sports news of the week. This week we have Kevin Durant. Is he a leader? We got two people that want to argue this point. I also got something I got to talk about. Doc Rivers in the Hall of Fame. We got to rant about that today, as well as power rankings and Final Four predictions. So it should be a fairly smooth show, very quick show. I do appreciate y'all. We have joined with us the best in the Midwest. It is the Unico. Unico.
What's good, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I just wanted, for the record, it's not about is Kevin Durant a leader or not. That's not my, whatever. Anyway. Damn it, Duke.
And then, of course, we have the Monray Hudson. How you doing, Monray?
I'm here. I no longer care about college basketball this season. You know, it is unfortunately, but you know, buzzer beaters and bad passes, you know, are the result of many things. So, you know, it's what it is today.
Not knowing the rules.
By the way, let's get into this. First off, first thing we're going to talk about, Doc Rivers has entered the Hall of Fame. So shout out to Doc Rivers. I'm going to show y'all the graphic of others that's in the Hall of Fame, preferably more deserving. But we have some people. This is the Hall of Fame of this year. It is Amari Stoudemire, Candace Parker, Elena Deladon. Oh, God, I can't say her name. And Doc Rivers. Now, all these people are deserving to be in the Hall of Fame, of course. But is Doc Rivers really a Hall of Fame coach? Of course not. Doc Rivers sucks as a coach. But he is an elite level manipulator. So I will give him 100% credit on putting himself in the best situations with the best teams and somehow becoming mediocre with them. It is the most amazing ability. Him and Jeff Fisher has this amazing ability where they could just get on the squad with a bunch of good players and just convince the owner that they're the best coach for it. He got on a squad with Dame and Giannis and made them worse, progressively worse. They were a 2 seed. They were 37 and 13. And they went to going on a lower seed and then went on to not even make the playoffs this year. After paying Miles Turner all that money and everything else they did, he could not figure out how to use them. Despite Giannis being hurt, of course. But shout out to Doc, man. Listen, his way of convincing people that he's a great coach should be in annals of history on how great of a job he did of convincing you people that he's actually good at his job. So he's a Hall of Famer at convincing y'all of bullshit. So I will give him credit for that. As Monray is struggling to get joined back and forth. Hopefully his thing is settled now.
You don't mind me, don't worry. I'll be popping in and out.
Okay. But that's all I wanted to say. Shout out to everybody deserve it. Doc Rivers.
Shut up. Stop saying shout out, man. Because you don't mean none of that shit. Stop.
Stop. He found a way into the Hall of Fame the way he found his way into great coaching jobs.
What
Tracy McGrady
qualified him
and got off first round because of Doc Rivers. I blame Doc for Tracy McGrady never getting out the first round. It's Doc's fault.
What was the qualifications? Because we can't just say it's because of the one ring with Boston. That can't be just it, right? Is there more to the story?
No, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Like,
is that what it takes?
Boston,
in the last 15 years, Doc Rivers has 0 championships, 0 final appearances, and 1 conference final appearance.
Like, I'll be real. That's pretty much it. If he didn't have that one ring, he wouldn't be considered for the Hall of Fame at all.
He also has more 3-1 comebacks against him than every other person who ever coached basketball combined against him.
He also has the 3-2 record as well. Doesn't he have that? He might have the 3-2 record of botching those as well, besides 3-1.
I don't know. I know 3-1. He has more than everybody else combined.
Is that an accolade?
He has more than all of them combined, unless it happened last year. I didn't think about it, but he was ahead of because he would have. But he was the first with Orlando. He was the first coach to ever came back on 3-1.
Is that an accolade? Is that like when it was like who should go in the Hall of Fame? Well, we got to talk about who's the best at losing too. So we need.
Listen, I don't understand. Listen, shout out to Doc, but this is nasty work Doc doing somehow. But hey, listen, he convinced people he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. By the way, shout out to Amari Stoudemire, Candace Parker, and Delana Elladon.
I ain't gonna hold you. I have more of a question of Amari Stoudemire getting into the Hall of Fame than I do Doc Rivers.
Tony Kukoc got in the Hall of Fame. Amari Stoudemire.
Look, we accept that the NBA Hall of Fame is pretty much a joke at this point. Like we know it is. I'm not gonna sit here and hold like we don't expect it to be a joke. It is a joke. But I still get shocked when I see these people enter the Hall of Fame. I'm like, why? Like Amari Stoudemire was a great player, and I'm just like, he was a great player for his peak was around what, about 5-6 years. I'm really wondering like why? Like why are you in the Hall of Fame? I don't. He has six All-Star appearances, Rookie of the Year, 5 All-NBAs, first team, and some seconds. I was just like, what is the standard for the Hall of Fame? I don't understand it at this point. Like, I really be confused at some of the people that be in the Hall of Fame. Like, yeah, we talk about Tony Kukoc and stuff. I'm just like, I would think that as it continues, like, as the Hall of Fame continues to be a thing, that they would not want to continue the trend of having questionable joinings. And I'm just like, why am I Stoudemire in the Hall of Fame? Like, Doc Rivers, okay, he got a ring. Fine. Like, if you want to just go, okay, he got a ring, whatever. Ain't nobody gonna really debate that. You can't take that ring away from him, even though he's done horrible jobs with teams like the Clippers and the 76ers and now the Bucks. Fine. But you can't take away he got a ring. Why is Amari Stoudemire in the Hall of Fame? I mean, just honestly me, like, not that he's not a great player, but I'm just wondering what is the line from being a good to great player to being a NBA Hall of Famer? I'm confused.
Listen, he had a great high school stat. He was drafted #1. They added all that to the Hall of Fame.
Well, let's talk
remember,
about
it's not an NBA Hall of Fame.
It's body of work. Let's not forget, this is not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
so
NBA doesn't have a Hall of Fame.
Huh?
Ain't the NBA Hall of Fame?
No, it's Basketball.
It's Naismith. It's all of basketball.
It's whole body of work.
Yeah. That's why Candace Parker and Delana Elladon is also in it.
That's not why Candace Parker's in there. Oh, I thought you were talking about accolades. I was about to say now I'm talking about. No, you just said everybody involved in women's college, her college career, WNBA. I agree. Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. Yeah, yep.
Okay, I guess for the nice. Okay, fine. I get like.
I mean, I'm looking at some of these 2000, and I'm like, so Tracy McGrady makes it right in 2017. I mean, are we just saying because he's a great star?
Like, that's what I'm saying. What's the dividing line? Yeah, C-Mac was a great star. What's the dividing line between you being a good or great player versus you being one of the legendary NBA Hall of Fame players? Like, this is not the NBA Hall of Fame, but I ain't gonna lie, I assume that because he's entering the Naismiths, that eventually he's probably gonna get a Hall of Fame nod in the NBA, because I'm just assuming they're gonna run out of people at a certain point. So yeah, he's gonna end up getting a nod. And so I'm just like, what's the dividing line? Like, is every good to great player gonna end up being in the Hall of Fame? Like, legitimate question. Like, perfect example. Peyton Pritchard gonna enter the Hall of Fame? Like, if we were talking right now, Peyton Pritchard entering the Hall of Fame.
Amari is.
No, we be fair. Like, Peyton Pritchard got a ring.
But we got Amari is really him.
Amari is really him. Now we gotta start looking at stuff like, yeah, Amari was a great player. He's better than Peyton Pritchard. Sure, at his peak, yeah. I also can say Peyton Pritchard made it to the finals, got a ring. Peyton Pritchard got multiple finals appearances that Amari just doesn't have. I can also say that.
Amari, if they got to the finals, Amari would be a big reason why.
But he didn't. I'm
just saying, if he did, you can't say, you play with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, who are going to be in the Hall of Fame, you get into.
And to be fair, this is me not really signing for Peyton Pritchard. Like, you get that, just an example. Like,
Des White would be an interesting one.
Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Amari Stoudemire played with a 2-time NBA MVP and Steve Nash, and played with a good Suns team, and also played with Carmelo Anthony.
I mean, is Sean Marion getting in since he's part of that Phoenix? Barbosa?
Barbosa. Like I said, Des White has a case.
Barbosa got a ring.
Oh, well.
Well, Des White. Des White.
That's what I'm saying,
More than
what's
Peyton
the
Pritchard. A
dividing
better
line
example would be
between, like,
Des
your
White.
accolades and your accomplishments and your championships and your actual like skills and stats and stuff? Like, what's the dividing line between making a Hall of Fame nowadays? I'm legitimately asking. I don't know it anymore. I generally don't. I'm really confused because Mari's been snubbed from the NBA in a Hall of Fame for quite a few years now at this point. So, and then he makes the Naismith, but I'm like, what's the dividing line? Like, we look at Sean Kemp
It's
and
the
other
top
ones,
75. You make the top 75, that's when you really made the list. That's what people care about more.
but ain't there some
They
top
make up the
75
list
people
every
that's not
few
in the
years.
Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I was actually gonna look that up. I was like, did Amari make top 75?
No, he's nowhere near top
It's
75.
I
He's
didn't think
nowhere
so.
near
not in the Hall of Fame.
I didn't think so.
But NBA players put more stock in the top 75. That's why Dwight Howard was upset, and then Kyrie was upset he wasn't in it. More people be upset about not being in the top 75.
Well, like, look, bro, if we talking about it, Dwight Howard not in the Hall of Fame, T-Mac not in,
Dwight Howard is in the Hall of Fame.
Pau Gasol,
Dwight is in the Hall of Fame, by the way. Dwight and Melo came in to win at the same time last year.
Yeah, Dwight, T-Mac, Vince Carter, Pau Gasol, Tony Parker, Ginobili, and Jokic will be in there. I ain't worried about it. But I was like, what is the dividing line anymore? I don't know what the dividing line would come to. You should be in an NBA Hall of Fame or even the Naismith at a certain point. Versus, you just a good or great player. Like, where's the divide, the standard I need to get above to be like, all right, you're a Hall of Famer versus, hey, you just a good player. I don't see the line anymore. Cause at a certain point,
I have not
been questioning
taken
the
the NBA Hall of Fame seriously in so long. When I saw Tony Kukoc get in, I was like, I'm done. I've been done since then. I was just happy Melo and Dwight got in. I was like, yo, you got in there, my boy.
Well, Tony Kukoc, to be fair, in Europe, he was the European Michael Jordan. So I think that's where he really got the nod. Was his European?
That's basically where he got it, but still.
It's gonna start to get weird. You think I'm lying about that?
Ronnie James killing the G League right now. He a Hall of Famer because of that too.
I was using Peyton Pritchard as an example, bro. I'm telling you, there's gonna be some names come up.
I'm gonna tell you a name on that team that would be up there. Des White. Ain't he like 2-time all NBA defense?
Who, Derek White?
Yeah.
Yeah,
First
I think so.
Like, you
gonna look at Derek White.
His name would be in there for real. Peyton Pritchard's not been in there. Des White would be. Des White got a lot of awards to his name too.
I'm just saying he got some. He do. I just know.
I think Des White got some All-Star games, though.
I just know when we talk about people that may not or should not be mentioned or whatever, they're gonna be some names come up soon, and we're gonna be like, "Do you really deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?" Like, you're gonna start looking at something, you're gonna be a little bit confused. Matter of fact, this is gonna be funny. So they're gonna look at it and they're gonna be like, Zell May, would you vote for Joel Embiid to make the Hall of Fame?
You would, because he got record.
They were like, Joel Embiid, you can make the Hall of Fame, or there's some other people, there. Or what about Chris Middleton? Chris Middleton gonna make the Hall of Fame?
Probably will, to be honest.
Like I said, it's gonna start being some names, and you're gonna start to make a dividing line. Like, does championship and don't matter if you got one or not? Does that matter? Great stats, okay stats. But you're gonna start looking at some stuff that's gonna be weird. I know you're gonna start looking at some stuff that's gonna be weird. It already has been, but it's gonna really start to get questionable when it ain't so many just outright defined greats that you're gonna have to just start expecting to get some Hall of Fame names.
How about Chris Webber?
Ain't y'all ready Hall of Fame?
He is. I'm asking a question.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what he did. Michigan. What he did in Michigan, all they're gonna add up to it. I think all the Fab Five probably gonna be.
So Chris Webber's accolades is 5-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA. Amari's is 6-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA.
Matter of fact, I got one. Hey, Rudy Gobert making the Hall of Fame for y'all?
Unfortunately, yes.
I think he's going to make it just because of all defense. I mean,
we'll start to get to a point we're going to have to question what really deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. We already at that. We've been at that.
That defensive player of the year, along with that offensive outburst that he had against the Lakers in the playoffs last year. Man. So that's solidified it for him.
Like we're gonna really start to question some of these folks, bro. They're gonna be like, hey, and not to disrespect these players, I'm just using them as examples because these are people that you wouldn't expect to be in the Hall of Fame now. But when they retire, and hopefully they retire with wonderful nods and accolades and stats and things like, hey, Zach LaVine deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Does Domantas Sabonis deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Does DeMar DeRozan deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Does
LaMarcus Aldridge,
does Ja Morant deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? No, hopefully he turns his career around. But just examples like that. Like, does Jimmy Butler deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Like, we're gonna start looking at some names. We're gonna really start be like, what really is a Hall of Fame player versus somebody that just played well in the NBA?
For whatever reason, Jimmy Butler sounds like he goes into the Hall of Fame.
And nobody will really be able to give a solid reason other than, well, you know, Jimmy was good. He averaged
22
points, so it's real. Like, it was a good defense. We were like, why? He made 2 finals appearances. They lost in 5 in both of them. Like, we're gonna really start looking at some of them. But
I'm gonna give you a name that's in the Hall of Fame. I want to see what y'all think about this. Murray, Vlade Divac in the Hall of Fame.
Huh?
He's got a championship with the Lakers.
Like, it's gonna start to get weird. It's already weird, but it's gonna really start to get weird. I know it's gonna really start to get weird. It's gonna really start to get weird.
He got champions in on the end of it.
It's gonna really start to get weird. We're gonna be
he got one with Magic.
We're gonna be like, hey, yo, does Devin Booker deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? We're gonna be like,
the way it's looking,
it's gonna start to get weird.
Andre Iguodala.
Like, Iggy got a ring, and Iggy also was a good player on the 76ers. We're like, he got a ring, he got a Finals MVP. Like, we're gonna start looking, because we're gonna go from the Hall of Fame, hey, to some Hall of Fame people, then some questionable people that should or shouldn't be there. To now the Hall of Fame nominee is just getting weird.
Is it more of like
just getting weird?
Is it more of like a were you ever given the keys to a franchise before? And then that's kind of maybe that's where it's at.
Weird. It's gonna start to get weird.
But Calvin Murphy got in the Hall of Fame.
Like, it's gonna start to get weird. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Bill Bradley in the Hall of Fame.
Like, gonna start to get weird.
Bill Bradley in the Hall of Fame.
They gonna start to get weird, boy. It really is, boy.
Bill Bradley averaged 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists with the Knicks, and he a Hall of Famer.
Maybe he did something in college. Maybe he's Mr. Basketball for whatever state he lives in. I don't know.
Bill Bradley.
They're gonna like Azell. We got a
Bill Bradley. I don't know if y'all remember Bill Bradley. Bill Bradley is not a
no. That's why we're like, who? He's a Hall of Famer. Who?
They gonna start.
For the
got
Knicks.
some nominees that we want to talk about. What about Tobias Harris? Tobias Harris, he was a good player.
Listen, anybody better than Bill Bradley at this point.
We already know the NBA Hall of Fame has been a joke. It's gonna get weird. It's just gonna get weird. I said Rudy is guaranteed. We'll be like, bro, like it's just going to get weird.
Doc Rivers is going to Hall of Fame.
Doc Rivers goes, no doubt about it, no arguments. And then Bill Belichick, we fighting on Twitter all day. Like,
Doc Rivers got in the Hall of Fame before Bill Belichick. The world is burning. It's over with.
8 rings.
Jay Knight is right. Jay Knight was right. This is a crisis. This world.
This is a crisis. This is a
crisis world.
We have a crisis in the basketball world right now.
Doc Rivers getting in over Bill Belichick.
I don't know what to say, bro.
Doc Rivers got in your Hall of Fame before Bill Belichick. It's a fraud out here.
Yeah,
how you feel about that? So Jay Knight is correct. We gotta do something.
It's a crisis in the NBA. It's a crisis.
I'm like, yo, listen, y'all might be right. Ivan, he ain't got it, bro. But then I saw Doc Rivers get in the Hall of Fame before Bill Belichick. I said the world.
Paul George making Hall of Fame, Zay?
Who?
Paul George making the Hall of Fame?
He might as well. Bill Bradley, I keep telling you, Bill.
He was a franchise player.
He led him to Eastern Conference. That's all you gotta do, bro. Just get you 2
Hall of Fame scammer.
Once I told y'all Bill Bradley, it ain't nobody that can't get in the Hall of Fame.
Where is the line anymore, man?
Hall of Fame scammer.
When we go back and watch the argument we had about who better player when we was doing Kenyon Martin was arguing with Draymond.
Where
every player we mentioned was better than Bill Bradley.
Where's the line? That's all I got.
Every player we talked about was way better than Bill
I don't
Bradley.
even know where the line is.
Hey, shout out to the people that's watching. If y'all know Bill Bradley, please leave comments because I don't know.
1974 Knicks, he won a championship when old boy came out from being injured. Y'all remember the one time the Knicks won a championship? I think everybody on that Knicks team just got in the Hall of Fame because they're a Knicks. And they were the only team that won a championship.
And it's never going to happen ever again. So
they just put all of them in. That's the only time we ever go get this shit.
This for New
York.
Put
the whole team in there. I think everybody on that Boston from the 60 team that was Bill Russell in the Hall of Fame. Some of them didn't even play. They just won 11 rings. They got in the Hall of Fame because they got 11 championships.
So did Ray Allen get in off of being a great 3-point shooter? Or was his Boston and Heat championship was he going to be a Hall of Famer anyway?
He was going to be a Hall of Fame anyway. I don't know if y'all remember who was Milwaukee?
When he was with Milwaukee?
Yeah, them early years. Jesus Shuttleworth. Jesus Shuttleworth was nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in that conversation with quote unquote Jordan, if you will.
And then he ended up hitting the shot that helped LeBron get his first ring over like I said, the final boss, Tim Duncan. By the way, I saw the disrespect y'all giving Tim Duncan. Talking about ain't nobody woke up and said I gotta hold Tim Duncan today.
I saw them fighting about that this morning or today.
I want y'all to understand something. Tim Duncan was LeBron's final boss. You wear a LeBron jersey on saying that. You don't know who. He was Steph Curry's final boss before he got a championship. Most of the players you like now, he was their final boss.
Kobe.
He won. He came in the league. David Robinson ain't never won a championship, and he's scoring 70 a game.
Tim Duncan.
First year in the league, he went an old David Robinson a championship with Sean Elliott and Avery Johnson as point guard, shooting guard.
Tim Duncan is 2-1 against LeBron in the finals, and the one LeBron won, it took him 7 games and a comeback.
That's what I'm saying. He is this nigga final boss.
It was crazy.
Bro, Kobe and Shaq, he the only people that gave, besides the 1 year they cheated Chris Webber and them, but he was the only person that gave Kobe and Shaq continuous hell.
Sacramento.
Who woke up every morning guarding Tim Duncan? Shit, everybody.
Everybody in the Western Conference and the Pistons.
Everybody that played Tim Duncan. That man ran
right now. Bill Wallace hated it. Bill Wallace hated it for like 5 years.
Everybody
Mike Bibby, Stojakovic, and Chris Webber, they all needed a ring, and that would have solidified Mike Bibby. But to get into
Tim Duncan was the gatekeeper of the NBA. You had to beat Tim Duncan before you become a legend. I don't know where this Tim Duncan disrespect come from.
Because it's boring.
I mean,
I'm gonna say this too.
He dominates you being boring.
Let's start something. Let's be honest. Because y'all, we all said it before it happened. I'm gonna be honest. I got Tim Duncan ahead of Kobe. I do. I got Tim Duncan ahead of Kobe.
Okay.
On my all-time list. It ain't that far, but Kobe ain't that far behind. Kobe's not far behind at all. But if you know Tim Duncan, that's not a disrespect because I actually got Tim Duncan. I think in my top 5 or 6.
If I had a starting 5, he would be my 4. I mean, like of all time, he would be my 4.
You know what I'm saying? He would be. You know what I'm saying? Tim Duncan is like, there's not a better power forward. They said KG was better than Tim Duncan. They was in the same conference.
Well, I ain't mad.
And guess what?
I ain't really
like KG was in the conference with Tim Duncan. He played him in the playoffs. No rings. No rings in the Western Conference. You nigga, I finesse 2 times do it. I played him. Same conference. Almost a decade. No rings. No rings. Because that boy was a monster, man.
Yep.
That boy, Tim Duncan is a monster. I know it was boring, but he gave you boring buckets.
Yeah, it was boring. It was boring. I mean, he missed the fundamentals. He was some of the simplest and smoothest post game you will ever see in the NBA.
But
simple and smoothest, and everybody hated dealing with him. Killed backboard.
He knew what he was going to do.
Killed backboard, smooth fadeaways, small layups, easy block. It wasn't pretty to watch, but the man was effective.
David Robinson was averaging almost 35 and 40 and couldn't get a ring. Tim Duncan came in immediately, got him a ring.
It's like looking at a Kawhi Leonard 45-point game. You're just like, that wasn't impressive, but it's 45 points. It's like,
I mean, to be fair, that was the Spurs. Like, it's not pretty, But I mean, it was effective. It was dang near unstoppable for certain amounts of time. It was efficient. That was the Spurs. Like Tony Parker, it wasn't pretty. Manu Ginobili, it was great to watch sometimes. It wasn't pretty. Tim Duncan, it wasn't pretty. Even Kawhi, when they drafted Kawhi, it wasn't pretty. Like it ain't gonna be pretty. But dang it, it was effective. It was beautiful to watch.
Matter of fact, with LeBron, when LeBron finally got over Tim Duncan, the shot that got him over him, Pop took Tim Duncan out the game. And they got a rebound because Tim wasn't in the game. So I'm just saying, listen, y'all don't understand. I know y'all might be young and y'all didn't really watch Tim Duncan play because he's been retired a long time. Listen, that man was hell to go through. He was your favorite player, final boss, before they could get a ring. Whether it was Dirk, KG, well, KG he went away from the room, but
Dirk, KG, Steve
LeBron,
Nash,
Steph Curry.
Amari.
Don't forget, Steph Curry lost twice to him in game 6 before they finally beat him and won the championship.
KG was in hell out in the West. He was in hell. He was in hell.
Chris Webber and them sometimes lost to him, sometimes got him, but then they lost to Kobe because they had to play him back to back.
Yeah,
all weird. So
Pistons hated dealing with him. Like, it was all of them. They hated dealing with him.
Yeah, so
they all hated. They loved him, but they hated dealing with him on the court. Let me get that straight.
Tim Duncan was, boy, you don't talk about nobody woke up talking about I had to guard Tim Duncan today. All of them did. Because there was going to be some silly, man, off the backboard, man.
It might be the simplest and least pretty 30 and 15
30 and 15
games you might watch.
I was just about to say that.
But shoot, 30, 15, and 4 blocks, you like, bro, how do we lose by 10? And ain't nothing crazy happened. Like
Tim Duncan in the finals had a 19-point game with 20 rebounds, 11 blocks, and 9 assists.
Yep, one short of that quadruple double, boy.
And they cheated because he really had another assist that didn't count.
He had that.
They gave it to Jokic. Jokic, by the way, I want to say this before we get into y'all rant. Jokic had the most bush assists. Him and John Stockton. John Stockton got a record for these. Because I don't know if y'all remember, but Karl Malone used to do this thing when he get the ball and John Stockton passing the ball and he hold it behind his head for like 8-9 seconds. And then make a move and dribble twice and then score. And they be like, that's an assist because he only dribbled twice. And I'm like, that's bullshit. Jokic get like 5 assists a game, standing there doing a pick and roll, handing the ball off to a person, and they go and shoot a mid-range jumper off the handoff.
That's an assist.
And I'm like, that's not really what assist was meant for.
It's
by technically by the rules, it's an assist. But that is not what they intended an assist to be. That's why John Stockton got 400 more assists than even LeBron because that bullshit with Karl Malone over and over again.
It is not the spirit of the rule. I mean, of the stat.
Karl Malone used to go for 10 seconds. I mean, that man passed that man the ball 12 seconds ago. How is that an assist?
I done seen assists get counted where it's the person at the top of the key passes it to somebody in the corner. They do a quick little jab step and then get to the basket. They call that an assist. So,
and I'll be looking like Castle and them and be earning assists. And I'm saying Jokic just do the same play and get like 4 or 5 assists off of it again.
They got to counterbalance. They gonna counterbalance to not getting MVPs some kind of way because technically Jokic thing just have 5 straight MVPs, but they got to counterbalance it some kind of way. So, hey, we'll give you free assists, but you ain't getting an MVP every year.
Bro, that man do a pick and roll. They passing the ball off the pick and roll. He hand the ball like this, hand it to the dude. The dude shoot a mid range assist. I'm like, bro, that shit was just to get you an assist. That whole play was made to get you an assist. It was not to do nothing else but to get you an assist. But shout out to that, by the way. By the way, he's been hooping still. Despite his assists, he's still hooping. He's a very great player. He's a really good player.
Yep.
You can argue best in the league between him and Wemby Shy.
So go ahead one more time, Zell May. Say shout out to who one more time?
Shout out to the NBA Naismith Hall of Fame for letting everybody in.
Who specifically?
Shout out to what's his real name?
Glenn.
Shout out to Glenn.
You know his name.
You don't even want to talk about him no more. But it was a few things I just wanted to address in this first 30 minutes because we ain't got much to talk about on this show today besides some of the things. Because we got power rankings and the Final Four predictions. That ain't gonna take long. So we had to spend some time. But next up, Unico, you had something to say. You and Murray had an argument.
It was a discussion.
And I want to see what your thoughts is. You can take the floor.
Why are you getting off screen?
Huh?
Oh, Zell, why are you getting off screen? Don't do that.
I'll be over here.
Why? Okay, go back to what it was. Don't do this. You ain't gonna use us for views like Cam Newton.
See, here you go. Here you go. So the premise of what we were talking about is Kevin Durant is just not showing up when he should be, especially when the offense is struggling. And I was trying to make the point that Kevin Durant should take it upon himself and play point forward and make plays for other people, attack the rim, open it up for other people. And my friend here is of the mindset that he is unable to do that. I believe that we all start off basketball as being basketball players. We don't go into basketball and play the game and just be like, I'm just this role, I'm just that. We all learn fundamentally the game. And to say that Kevin Durant, who's been in the league for 18 years, does not know how to run an offense or run the point. My friend here believes it's because he's not been asked to do so. I argue that he has not had to do that. And by all means, clear up where I'm wrong. Feel free to stop me. I argue that he has not had to do that because he's had capable point guards his whole career up until obviously there was some crazy things happening in Brooklyn. Didn't always have his point guard Kyrie, and there were some injuries. Obviously, the second point guard, if you will, James Harden, he wanted to get up out of there. Going into Houston, I'm sorry. Oh, and obviously you have Chris Paul with Phoenix. And then your backup to that who would lead the offense would be Devin Booker. I don't see a reason why in this particular situation why Kevin Durant is not bringing the ball up the court, pulling a LeBron James, if you will, and just I'm the best player hooper on this team because we don't go out here to be like I'm just going to shoot a whole bunch of mid-range jumpers and I can shoot from three. We start the game off being basketball players if you're actually a basketball player. I believe that Kevin Durant has the ability to run point. I believe that. He's had multiple games with 16 assists, more than 14 assists multiple times. I believe that he can, especially in this situation right now, you have no Van Fleet. He should have taken the lead, and that's a part of leadership, I would say. We'll throw that out there. But he should have taken the lead and said, I'm running an offense, I'm calling plays, I'm directing traffic because he has so much basketball experience and been around so many different point guards. You can't tell me that his job is just to catch and shoot. I don't feel like that's just his limit. Am I right?
How y'all doing, everybody? My man Unico has given a point, and multiple points he's given is not what I said. He said I thought that Kevin Durant was unable to play point. It's not what I said. I said right now he's not good at it. And the reason why he's not good at it is a multitude of reasons. One, that's not his primary position on the basketball team, and it never has been. Kevin Durant is one of the most efficient scorers of the basketball in NBA history. That is his primary job. That is his best thing that he's best at. Now, when it comes to everybody having the ability to play basketball, perfect example. Like if I was to play basketball based on my height, my build, my abilities, yes, I could play any position, but I'm not good at any position. There are some positions that I will be better in based on my skill set, my ability, my height, my weight, everything. This applies to a way further extent in the NBA. Perfect example, Rudy Gobert is not an amazing shooter. It's not in his ability to do so. Not that he hasn't tried, not that he probably hasn't sat there and stared at a free throw line goal for multiple hours out of the day. He's not that good of a shooter. That's not the best abilities of his game. And so I can't expect him to be able to shoot like Steph Curry or even be a great facilitator of the ball like Nikola Jokic because that's just not his game. That's not what he's best at doing. Could he try to do it? Sure. Would he be the best at doing it? Probably not, because it's just not his game. So for me to expect Kevin Durant to be really, really good at being a point forward or a point guard when a point forward is already a rarity because not everybody is able to do so. And that's not his skill set. Combine that with the fact he's 37. So he's in his 18th, 17th, 18th year in the NBA. So a lot of his prime days, even though he's playing efficient, are behind him. So he ain't got the same step. He ain't got the same level of handles. All of that. So that's another thing that's good. Then go ahead and add in the Achilles injury, the other injuries that's built up over his body, and you would want him to be the primary point position on the team that not only is he not efficient at doing right now when he's an older player, not even when he was brought on the team to do. He was brought on the team to score, to be the primary scorer. That's why they traded Jalen Green away from him, because Jalen Green didn't score in the playoffs. Trade for Kevin Durant, supposed to be a plug and fit. All you do come here and score. Now, Van Vliet going down was unfortunately not part of the plan. But then you want him to come to a team and do something that he is not the best at doing. Now, as far as him doing, like, yeah, the offense runs through him now anyway. He's their primary scorer. He's their best scorer. Like, it already runs through him. But you want him to be an amazing point guard or something of that nature. That's not his game. So why would I expect that from somebody that's older, had injuries, and that's not their game? I don't expect that from Kevin Durant. So why would I blame him when the offense struggles at times, when not only is he doing his job of scoring, he has played point forward for them because the offense generally runs through him. And he hasn't been good at it like that. Not to mention, we've seen in recent years, not even just beginning years when he's had to do it at certain times in OKC, like when Russ got hurt in his MVP year, he had to do it, or in the playoffs, he had to do it. But I'm going mostly to recent years, because let's go like recent years. I'm really more like after the Achilles when he had to do it on the Nets and it didn't go well because they lost. Like there was times they looked good, but they lost. So it didn't go well for them there. He had to do it on the Suns because him and Booker ran the offense together. And there were times where Booker was not on the court because Booker got hurt. Booker had back issues. So Kevin Durant was on the court, had to run the offense. Their teams perpetually were not that good because they got stagnant on offense. And in playoffs, we saw it was literally just him and Booker. And that's all that would work on the team. So for me to go and be like, okay, on the Rockets, you should do it again. It's like, but we've seen that it does not work when he has to do that because he's not playing his optimal position. He's not doing his optimal job. And he's doing something that, though he can do somewhat, is not what he's best at doing. And the team is not best when he's doing it. So why would I expect that from him? And why would I even expect it to be good? Not to mention, we expected like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is not a leader. Like, we've known this for like a decade at this point. He's not a leader. From the moment that man went to Golden State, anything of him being a leader went out the window. He's not a leader. Matter of fact, this could be your trending thing or whatever. Kevin Durant is probably the best Robin in NBA history. He might be the best Robin in NBA history. If not, he's top 5 at least. He's the best number 2 you can have on your team. But we have seen, whether it's through injury or whether it's through actions in playoffs or whatever, or even if you want to go social media after the fact, whatever the case may be, we have seen that Kevin Durant does not operate best when he has to be in a leadership position, when he has to lead the team. That does not work. Why would I expect leadership things from him when I clearly see it don't work?
I'll concede that point just because of the leadership aspect of things, because a true leader would be like, shit, Van Vliet is out. This is different. At the beginning of the season, before the season basically starts, Van Vliet is out. What are we going to do? Oh, let's have Sengun run the point. What? That don't even make sense. If you're Kevin Durant, you say, man, I'll run it. How we gonna I'll run it. We'll talk about that's what you would do. But instead, we trying to say that, well, his job is just to score. In a perfect world, yes, this is the perfect situation for him if Van Vliet was there. But it's like you have to make that adjustment in this particular season. We ain't saying go down in history as, wow, this is the greatest point guard season of all time. It's just saying like you just gotta you gotta have the ball, not sit there and catch it on the elbow or nothing like that, and just post up or just kind of step outside the paint and hang out in that area. If you want to win, and they don't have a bad record, everybody. I'm not saying that either. they have a decent record considering they don't have a point guard. Don't get me wrong, you have to play against the East a lot, but at the same time, you can't help who you play. So all I'm saying is that this year he should have taken more responsibility, knowing that you don't have your point guard. You knew it early, and that's what you should have done. And that's being a hooper, because when you go play pickup ball, I don't care who you're playing against at the YMCA or you're playing at Planet Fitness, whatever you're playing at. Them people ain't just centers. Them people is not just, you could play point guard at any point just depending on your team. And that's pickup ball. That's anywhere. And I think in this situation with millions of dollars on the line, he should have just said, let's run the offense, not have somebody bring it down court and then catch me at the elbow, catch me at the wing, and then pass it to me and let me sit there and stare and jab step all day. No, like that's where it gets stagnant at is when he does that. When they give him the ball, he just doing that and losing time on the shot clock. So I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I believe he's capable of playing point guard, not at this super high level. I'm not telling him to be Chris Paul. I'm not telling him to be John Stockton. I'm telling him he should be, I think this year he should average 7 to 8 assists a game, period.
I'm going to be real. Now, did he do it at the beginning of the season? No, not really. Should he have? I'm not determining that. Because I don't blame him for this season like that. He's doing it mostly now. He's mostly doing it now. Like, he's done a lot of it now, especially the recent stuff. And we've seen clearly, even by stats and numbers, the offense drops when he's not on the court. It just is. Why? Because the offense don't move. Because they don't move. They ain't got to worry about nobody being a great shooter. They tried to, and it's going to stretch to what else I'm going to say. They tried to do a Min Thompson. Min Thompson is okay, but he ain't really grew up to be that star that they was hoping for. I think it was Avija or whatever. Like, I forgot his name.
I love our man though.
He fell off. I just looked like just Avija struggled and fell off a little bit. Sengun is not really able to move with the ball and things of that nature. So it's a lot of it just fell apart, mind you. And then I'm gonna go to the people that I really blame for the Rockets' offensive struggles. Don't they got a coach named? They got a coach. They have a really good coach that came from Boston that made the finals with a young team that didn't have a point guard, mind you, because when Tatum and Brown made their finals against the Warriors, they didn't have a legit point guard. Tatum and Brown was running the offense. And, we saw the struggles that he had there. And, so we clearly seen that they got a head coach that was supposed to be good, mind you. He was supposed to be a steal. It was like, oh, okay, they got a great head coach. And then, the Houston Rockets, surprised everybody hit last year when they was number 2 overall. And it's like, okay, cool. Udoka got them boys rocking and everything. And then we get this year, he's like, wait, why are they struggling? And we're struggling. I have not heard nobody mention his name. We're talking about, is Kevin Durant's fault? Nobody mentioned the head coach name. The head coach is supposed to be good. The one that coached him last year. But wasn't he supposed to make adjustments and stuff? Probably wasn't it his idea probably to start a Min Thompson or try to move the ball with Sengun? Like, don't the head coach make those decisions? It ain't just Kevin Durant that's supposed to make those decisions. When he just coming in the first year.
Like a general manager,
You gotta step, but
he's not supposed to
go to the coach and say, "Coach, let me do this. Let me run this shit. I got it."
He ain't the coach.
But you still can't. You still can, as the star player, you got that
not
power.
wanting to step into a position you not made for when it's the coach's job to do that. You are hired as the coach to make these decisions, to make this team run. So therefore, if the coach said, I don't want to put Kevin Durant in that position right now, well, don't be mad for that. And then mind you, the other half that I'm going to get on is the Rockets organization. Rockets, y'all clearly saw for 1, 2, 3, 4 months that y'all didn't have a point guard.
Chris Paul got available too.
Did they approach it in before the trade deadline? Nope. Did they go for any point guard and trade that? Nope. Okay, so apparently the Rockets organization, the general manager, owner, everybody figured what we got gonna work. So if the general manager figured what is gonna work, the head coach figures it's gonna work. The owner don't want to do anything. Why am I gonna get mad at the player who's supposed to force his way into a position he ain't made? What sense does that make to me? I got at least 3 more names I look at before I get to him. Now, does Kevin Durant share some blame? Yeah, because you play on the offense. But I'm not going to blame the offense struggling when it does better when you're on the court. When you're not on the court, it struggles. I'm not going to blame you for personnel. You don't put people on the court. You don't put people in position. And you're not made for that position. That's like me saying that, and the same kind of example. That's like me saying that if the OKC Thunder that Kevin Durant was on, take the same team when they was on. That's like me blaming the OKC Thunder if Kendrick Perkins got hurt, and I'm getting mad at Russell Westbrook for not going down there and playing center. What I'm get mad at him for? It ain't his job to sit there and go down and play center. Do they need a center? Yeah, they need one. I'm not gonna get mad at him for not going down there. Hey, bro,
I was saying rest of the guard.
You know I ain't made for it.
That's different.
Like, no, you want me to go to a position you are not made for, you are not good at, and you want me to go? No, I'm not gonna. Matter of fact, or even another thing, you want me to, like, let's say, take another scenario. You want me to take the OKC Thunder, and they playing the San Antonio Spurs, and oh dang, Tim Duncan going wild down there. He averaging 30 points on the. Hey, coach. Put Kevin Durant on Kevin Durant. Like, hey, bro, go put me on Tim Duncan. I'll hold him because whoever down there, it ain't working right now. But you ain't made to play defense necessarily. You are not a good defender. Why would I do that? I know you're gonna get scored on too. I know it ain't gonna work. Like, I'm not gonna get mad at players not choosing to go to positions that they are not necessarily that good at when it's not their job to make those decisions. That don't make sense to me. Like, I have a coach I specifically hired and paid millions of dollars to for you to make that decision. I got general managers that I pay you millions of dollars to make roster decisions when you see something is wrong. I'm not going to skip all of them to go straight to the player and be like, why ain't you jumping at point guard? No, I'm not going to do that. Like, you can get some blame. Yeah, sure, you're gonna get your slice of pie because, hey, the offense could be better. Cool. You ain't the primary problem. Primary problem is roster construction. You ain't in charge of it. If after 4 months my general manager has not seen that we need a point guard, what the frick I'm gonna do? Hell, Chris Paul was sitting back there looking at locker rooms and sitting there deciding stuff. Ain't nobody jumped to go get him at all. And because to be fair, I'm not gonna pick solely on the Rockets as well. I can look at the Timberwolves the same way. Anthony Edwards sitting there trying to run the point right now. He can't be the efficient scorer, and he's a great scorer right now. He can't be the efficient scorer he needs to be right now because he got to run the point. Why? Because they sitting back there with Mike Conley, who sitting back there averaging 6 points a game for some reason. 4 or 6. Why? I'm supposed to get mad at Anthony Edwards too? You need to be running offense better. You ain't even supposed to be there. So I'm not going to sit here and be like Kevin Durant. You're like, no, you shouldn't have to do that. So the fact that you are there, cool. You get some kudos whether you were supposed to be there or whether you should have jumped on there on October 31st when the season started. I'm not going to get mad at you because you're not there necessarily when it ain't your job to be there. That's why.
But shout out to that conversation. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what do you believe? Do you believe Durant should have took more? Do we get more of the blame? Whatever. Let us know in the comments. Bring up whatever. I know y'all want to bring up the text message. Is he really a good leader to his teammates? All that y'all can bring it up in the comments. Let us know how you feel about it. And all thing I want to say about it is when he do run point and they do a double team with him, he just throw that ball. I don't know where he throw it to sometimes, but he just throw. He was slinging that ball. He just thought he get that ball in his hand, boy.
Yeah, like,
you heard that double team on the book,
he don't move the same way he used to. Like he like, and shout out to like Pick a Side and stuff to point out that like he wasn't that good. Not even Pick a Side, the other podcast they know.
He hated double team on the book, boy.
Double teams to begin with. So now that you 37, you don't move as well. Now you ain't gonna be good at double teams.
My boy, just like Booker, but Booker hate double team.
All I know is, and I'm gonna let it go on this. All I know is, I had an all-state quarterback my sophomore year, and he got hurt, and the wide receivers took over at quarterback, and we won games because we had to do it, or not me, not we. I didn't play quarterback, but my OG, my senior, he played quarterback, and he was our number one wide receiver. And we won games. So I'm just saying, you got to look at your team, what you working with. Yes, there was quarterbacks behind my all-state quarterback, but they said, yeah, we got a better chance with.
Well, to be fair, what's seed now? What's the seed anyway?
Bad backers if your wide receiver the best option.
And we won.
Because I take that same example and I look at it like, hey, the 49ers, NFC Championship game, they got down to the point Christian McCaffrey had to play quarterback to finish the game. They ain't win. McCaffrey used to play quarterback. He knew the position at least a little bit. They didn't win. There's a reason why, subbing out, there's still going to be a difference in skill level, even if they're able to play the position. That's regardless of the sport. I sub somebody out to somebody. That's why there's a difference between normally when a backup is there and the primary starter. Because normally you just not that good, or you're not as good in the position. And I look at NBA gonna be the same way. Yeah, I could put Steph Curry at power forward. He could play the position, sure. Is he gonna get 10 rebounds? Probably not. Like, why? Because he ain't necessarily made for it. He might not be the best at it or something of that nature. It just depends. But most of the time, you good at what you are. You good at what brought you to the NBA. What brought Kevin Durant to the NBA ain't point guard. It was the fact he could score. So stepping outside of scoring hurts the team most times.
Well, like and subscribe to that notification bell. By the way, new shows coming soon. I have not had a name for them, but y'all won't even see me on the screen. So it'll be some dope shows coming because we are a media network. So we need content and media. So you will see different shows from different people in which I will probably be hosting, but I will not be there. So you don't have to see this beautiful face. I know you sad, but it's fine. So make sure you like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you're on the main channel, if you're on the sports channel, you will specifically only probably see me and these two. But if you're on the main channel, the Keep It 99 main channel, which some of you are, you will see multiple content from different people from different types of areas and everything. Because we are, again, a media company. So can't wait to announce those shows coming hopefully next month. Maybe then this month. We don't know. So looking forward to that. But we got some other news. Final Four. We only got 2 games. We don't have to put on the screen. Who we got? Illinois, UConn.
I don't care.
Illinois.
They took Duke away, man. At this point, I expect UConn, both men and women's, because both of them made Final Four. I expect them to win the whole thing, both sides.
What happened? That happened in 2015? What was it? Some year they both won.
I expect that again.
I think it was
UConn, as far as women's go, that's almost like a shoe-in every year. You just gotta wait for the men to like have that good year.
They get in at least around every other year. Twice out of 4 years, they stay in it, man.
But Gino's like the winningest coach of all time.
Basketball every time they do it.
I think Gino's the winningest coach of all time. So
he's in the Hall of Fame and he's still coaching. just like Rick Pitino. He's in the Hall of Fame, he's still coaching. It's a lot. People still employed and they coaching right now. It's crazy. In the NBA. I mean, in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
They be in there so long, you just have to put them in. So like,
I said, Rick Pitino, ain't he coaching St. John's right now? Like what?
Oh, he shot him there. He coached that team that they find St. John they finally back up there in New Jersey, New York area. But yeah, I got UConn.
You got UConn.
I feel like they're in a magical.
My heart. I
feel like they just on some magic right now because that shit was magical.
As soon as he left his hand, I said it was good.
Just throw the ball behind you. Take the foul. Take the jump ball. I don't care. Don't throw it like that.
There was 9 seconds left. The rule says you have 10 seconds to get it across half court. Get the ball inbounds and hold on until they foul you.
Sit on the ground with the mug. Oh my gosh. And to be fair, I pray for that brother. I pray, please don't be super hard on yourself, please, because I know it was really.
It happened to Chris Webber. You didn't do something bad as Chris Webber did.
I know you're second guessing it. I know you're thinking about it. Please, like the moment will pass. It will keep going. Like so, please don't hold yourself to that kind of thing.
Chris Webber did something way dumber than you, and he was all right. He's in the Hall of Fame now.
I know heavy. It was a heavy moment, real pressure moment. You made a mistake. Cool. So I'm being dramatic, but please don't hold that heavy on yourself. Please, no. Otherwise,
the difference. Like Chris Webber was a hungry kid from like Michigan or whatever, wherever he's from. He was a hungry kid from the hood trying to make it out. Them Boozer boys, they've been rich since they was kids. So I'm like,
to be fair, he made the right decision to run the clock out. He just went way too fast and harried, which gave them an opportunity. Because all they had to do was dribble, take a step to the side, and pass it down the court, and they would have never touched him. but he was
It was
rushed
just a
himself,
pressure moment.
and
He
then
just
he
made
got
wrong.
caught in a situation because the dude was open and he would just ran the clock out because ain't nobody down the court. They literally UConn literally just went all out with pressure. They said,
I mean, to be
"Screw
fair,
that! If
like
you get
had
the
he
ball
done
out of the
it a
court,
little
you
more,
win the
they probably
game."
would have just fouled him.
Yeah.
They probably would
But
have.
he could have made any decision. Chris Webber's decision was they had the game won basically. He called timeout and let them shoot free throws. That's completely different. That's
And also, to be fair, that should have been a tech. Niggas was running on the court. Okay. Celebrating. There was still 0.4 left on the clock. That's a tech.
So the coach headbutted the referee.
The coach said, what then, nigga? He said that. So
the funniest thing is the coach went to the referee and put his head on his head and said, "What?"
two tech. That's two tech.
They ain't a tech. What the next game we got is Arizona versus Michigan. Who we got? I got this might be the championship game for me for real without Duke in it. But
I'm gonna pick Michigan the way they sit there and destroy.
God, it's a hard game because both of these
team.
teams ran really well in this tournament.
I was just gonna pick Michigan. Like they're the ones who I expected to go on that side regardless. The way they destroyed their last team wasn't even fair. Like they made that team look like a unranked basketball team out of the random Northwest or something. The way they beat them.
I'm picking Arizona. Why not?
That was just unfair. Well, they beat them boys like they were unranked school thing. That's just wrong. So I'm gonna pick Michigan because they look the part.
You Ohio State man. You picking Michigan?
No, I am a Gilbert Arenas fan. I'm riding with Arizona.
I feel it. South Carolina, UConn, basically the same situation we just had with Michigan, Arizona.
Oh, like I said, I already said I expect
for the women's side.
Yep.
I expect UConn to win the whole thing.
Yeah, UConn they don't miss.
I'm mad.
I got UConn to win it all, but Texas to get beat by them in the finals.
I expect
hopefully
UConn.
we get Juju back next year. We get Juju back next up, final thing of the show. We have the power rankings. First off, we're gonna start off with mine. Matter of fact,
at least I can be happy with talking about power rankings. Hopefully, I can be happy.
My number one team is OKC. I made a saying, even though I think Spurs the better team. I did say that I will not put the Spurs ahead of OKC until they pass them in the rankings, and these won't lose. They should have lost last night. Shot, keep pushing off. Lose. I'm tired of this. Should have lost to the Bulls too. Crazy. But next up is the Spurs, who I actually think is the best team in the league, but I can't put them ahead of OKC because they still the champs and they still the 1 seed. Next up, the way they playing right now, as of right now, the Lakers to me are playing better than the Nuggets. So I got the Lakers at the 3 seed. I think the Nuggets overall has Jokic, but right now, JJ Redick has got them boys believing and they really into that system right now. The depth might be a problem in the playoffs. Will Aiden show up when the pressure on? I don't know, but right now, the way they playing right now, all three teams in the 1 through 3 market are 9-1 in their last 10 games.
Yeah.
So all three of them are 9-1. So they're my top 3. And the number 4 seed in my ranking is 8-2. So we got the Nuggets right now in the last 4 games. And then we got the Pistons at number 5. The Pistons did just beat the Lakers, just took OKC to the end. But without Cade Cunningham right now, I still have them at 5. The Lakers, I give the Lakers a little bit of an edge, but they was going to go on a cold streak sooner or later. Luka couldn't keep scoring 40, so they was bound to lose. I think that was just like my Spurs was bound to lose to the Knicks that one game. And I'm like, sooner or later, they're going to have 30 turnovers because it's crazy to be that hot. But those are my top 5. Are relatively similar. So let's let Monterey explain his now. I explained mine pretty well.
All right, Houston number 1. No.
Wow.
I have the Spurs because the power rankings are not the standings. I have to make sure to remember that. So right now, I will say the Spurs are the best team in the league. They've beaten OKC 3 times straight.
Well, I made a promise I wouldn't put them there.
Interesting.
I made a promise earlier in the year I won't put them ahead of them too. So
like I said, he has that notion. I don't. They beat OKC 3 times, and I used to have OKC up there, but I just have to be fair. Like they beat OKC 3 times straight. They're only like a few games back behind them, which, like I said, wow. But just based on like how they're playing, the Spurs have lost once in like 2 months. The OKC has lost like 2 or 3 times, but even still, so unfair. Power rankings, the Spurs look like the best team in the NBA.
Spurs not even that game be blowouts. Wemby had 41 points and they was up by 30 on the Bull.
So it looks like they look like the best team in the league. Of course, OKC would be right behind them. They're the only other team that would have that mention. They're fine with me. Nuggets are number 3. I haven't changed off of that mindset. They still have arguably the best player in the world. The only reason why the Nuggets dipped down in standings at all was because Jokic got hurt. Other than that, they've still played great. Jamal Murray is starting to heat up, giving 50-point games, all that nature. They look great. They look fine. I'm cool with them. 4, I have the Pistons. The reason is because if the Lakers would have won that game like I expected them to, I would have them number 4. But I think not winning that game without Cade there is not a good look. Some of the magic they've had when they've made this great run has sort of waned off a little bit. But I do not like that loss. A bit waned off. They are a game ahead, and they have a game tonight against Cavaliers, which would be a good standing metric for them going forward, I think. But they're number 5, like I said, they're right behind them. But I give respect to the Pistons. They took OKC to the limit without Cade. They've been able to continuously still win games. I think they're 3-2 without Cade, something like that, or 2-2, 3-2, something of that nature. And they played good teams, so they've shown that they are a good team to be respected even without their best player. And I have nothing but respect for them for that nature. And that recent win with the Lakers combined with the better record. Even though it's not the standings, but just those things combined, I think just playing wise, they are good right now. So I'm going to give them the Pistons for the edge on number 4. Lakers are easy number 5 behind them. I think these are just the best teams right now. Boston would be like a one I was considering for 5 or 6. I was definitely considering them, but the recent, like Brown not being there a little bit did hurt. And the recent loss that they just had, I think it was to like the Timberwolves when Edwards wasn't even playing, and they had Tatum and Brown, and they got blew out. So it's just weird. So like they're trending, they're still playing well. They're like the easy number 6, 5B team, whichever one you want to go with it. But these are the 5 I got right now.
And then we have the Unico Williams.
I mean, OKC just because they're 15. They're 15-1, so in their last 16 games. So I can't, whatever. Then the Spurs, they very, very well could. It is very well time to switch them possibly to number 1, honestly. And Monterey made a good point about the 3 wins. So that makes, they're very close in record too. So there's that.
4-1 against.
OKC just don't lose, bro. That's crazy.
They won't lose.
Close
game. I've seen shot, bro. Spurs go out there and blow a team out about 40, and I'm like, and shot them be losing, and he hit a game winner, and I'm like, again. We should be the 1 seed. I should be putting them as the 1 seed right now.
The man had 40 against the Pistons in overtime last. The man they don't lose.
And I'm like, lose. And the Spurs don't lose. I'm like, get us the 1 seed, please. They got the Lakers twice in Denver once. And I think they got the Clippers.
I mean, you only got so much left. We got 6 to 7 games left.
Yeah, and
we
still need it. I need the Nuggets to lose. I like just give me a little bit more breathing room here for my Lakers because they're still a game ahead, but they're still very much in the run-in to you can overtake. Just all it takes is a loss here and a loss there. It's too many games left. They can get back there. But next up, so I got Boston just because of the addition of Tatum, and they're already doing an excellent job. I think they got 50 wins now. Boston does. I mean, obviously,
they got 50 on the head.
It does help that you are in the East. I can't reiterate that enough. I get it. Where nobody's really just competing. It's what LeBron say back in the day, hot top heavy as shit. So there's that. But I just gotta give it up to him, and then adding Tatum in, who is doing the work. He's come back as a Pat Bev may want to learn something about this, but he's coming back as a complete basketball player. Like he's doing the rebounds. He's playing defense. I mean, and he's scoring as well, get you 22, 25, whatever. But also you're doing the dirty work on the other end. I've seen he's been playing excellent defense, excellent help defense. I mean, Tatum what a luxury to have. for him to come back at this time of the season. This is a luxury. And not a luxury that many other people had. I mean, I thought it had Dallas kept things a little bit closer. Going into this part of the season, I thought we might actually start seeing Kyrie and might see a different game. But I think they shut that down real quick when they got rid of AD. They said AD gone now. That's just we done. We're done. And so there was no Kyrie. I don't even know if Kyrie will be back on Dallas next year, to be honest. But so then next up, I got the Lakers just because I mean they're winning games. They've had some scary games, some close ones. It's taken some game winners. We needed a game winner against the Magic. We've had some very close games. So I mean that is what that is, and obviously Detroit handled their business. But we were on a very long road trip. So, and then the Nuggets just won't go away. They just won't. They won't go away. And like they got an interesting stretch coming. I looked at their schedule. I mean, they got like the Jazz a couple times, and I think OKC is in there. But also, so do the Lakers. The Lakers got to see OKC again. We still got a couple of matchups. We got to beat up on the Warriors. I mean, not Warriors, the Wizards yesterday, so that was okay. So, but these next few games, I mean, we need to go 3-2. I think if it's 5 left.
I would like to personally give a shout out to Jason Tatum, only because an Achilles injury is probably the most debilitating injury in the NBA, and to come back from that within about 10 months, I think it's about 10 months, because he got the injury in the playoffs in May. I want to make sure I got it right. So he got it in May. He came back in February, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Halliburton, I don't even think he's close to coming back.
Yeah, Halliburton's out. He's out for the Halliburton's out for the season still. Dame was able to come back for the 3-point contest, but he's still not coming back either. And even Kyrie's not coming back off his ACL injury. So to be able to come back from possibly the most debilitating injury in basketball in 10 months is an achievement. It might not even be 10 because May to the end of the year, that's 7, 8, roughly about 9-10 months. To be able to come back from that injury and not only come back, but to play efficiently. Like he's playing relatively well. And everybody knows he's not all the way back to his former self. And to be able to play as well as he is just a wonderful achievement I want to give honor to. Because that's tough. That just shows like a lot of effort and toughness over those 10 months to be able to come back and support Boston and give them, a bigger boost on top of Jaylen Brown's great season that he's having. To be able to just give them that boost to where they got a puncher's chance of legitimately being able to get to the finals and win. I want to give the props to them. That's just really good. It's surprising.
Yeah. But I'm gonna leave y'all on this and we getting out of here. But we got the question: will the Spurs catch the Thunder? We're gonna go over the schedule. Matter of fact, we're gonna do this because they ain't gonna take long. Okay. The Spurs have 3 road games, all West Coast, and then 4 home games. So let's go over it. Will San Antonio beat Golden State at Golden State?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's 1.
So that's 1. Will they beat the Clippers and at the Clippers?
Yeah.
It's winnable.
That's 2. They got at Denver.
I think that's
winnable.
I think they lose that game.
So it's 2-1. Last time they lost to Denver, Wemby didn't play. So it's 2-1.
I think
Next up,
3.
they got Philadelphia 76ers.
You said that's at home?
Yep, all the rest of the games at home from now. 76ers at home.
They might could lose that. If they play, they might could lose that game. I'm saying
they got Portland.
If they should beat Portland.
Portland they'll win.
Then they got Dallas.
They should beat Dallas.
The 5. And then they got Denver one more time.
I think they'll win because I think they split.
So that's 1 and 1. What is that? That's 6-1, 6-2?
6-1 or 5-2.
6-1 or 5-2? Okay, let's go over OKC final games. They got the Thunder on April 2nd.
They are the Thunder.
No, they are the Thunder.
I mean, they got the Lakers. They got the Lakers. I don't know. So they beat the Lakers. They got the Jazz.
They win.
They got the Lakers again.
I think they lose. They split.
They got the Clippers.
They win.
They got the Nuggets.
I think,
It's iffy when you see how hard they.
I think they lose because I think by that point the Nuggets need the game more. I think they lose.
Well, that will tie. They'll basically tie them, and the final game will be against the Suns.
I don't
And
think
OKC on the tiebreaker.
I don't think it matters because the Thunder are 3 games ahead of them.
They two games.
They're 3.
2.
I just looked. They're 3.
Hold up, are you going by win and loss, or are you going by percentage? Because I think the Spurs got one more game than them to play.
It'll tell you how many games behind they are in one.
Right now, OKC is 60-16, and San Antonio is 57-18, 2.5 games back. They're 3 games ahead.
Yeah, it's because they play more games. San Antonio got 7 games.
Yeah,
OKC got 6.
I can't count a game against you if you haven't played it yet. So you got more games, you ain't played it.
So it's games
But
behind.
if they go off the record we just presented, if they go off the record we just presented, they tie and they got the tiebreaker.
But it's 2.5 games.
I know, but we went through the whole rest.
I said OKC lost 2 games, and I said the Suns were 1. That would put the OKC ahead of them by 1 game.
Oh, I put 3.
1 game or a half. One of the two. That half is going to be the problem.
Basically, going
and that's
forward,
your tiebreaker.
What it really comes down to, the Spurs can't lose no more than 1 game if they want to catch the Thunder. They can't lose no more than once. That's just how it comes down to. The Spurs can't lose more than once. I think if the Spurs lose 2, maybe even if they lose 3 games, they're out of it. If they lose 2 games, they might be out of it. But so they can't really lose no more than 1.
But in my mind, you got a really hard schedule. They don't
lose. Like they don't lose. So they just. I'm looking like they might split with the Lakers, but I'm like, they don't lose.
We gotta beat the Clippers and we gotta split with Denver.
Yep.
Or just if we outright can beat Denver twice, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
But I think because I'm sorry, the other game we are winning.
But it's only because I think Denver is just as desperate. Because I'm gonna be fair, I think most of the teams in the top 4 bracket really want that Rockets matchup. I'm just gonna be fair to them. I really think they want that Rockets matchup. Therefore, the Nuggets and Lakers are both gonna be hungry to try to keep this 3 spot if the Rockets don't really move. So,
the Nuggets got a tough stretch. Boy. The Nuggets got Spurs twice, and they got OKC.
Yeah, we keep talking about everybody wants the what's the benefit? Okay, you win and get out of the first round. What does that do for you? What does that do for your, like, everybody's talking about we just want to get out the first round. Okay, so what happens when you get to the second round? Is there any consequences for losing that, or what are we doing?
I don't believe nobody think, I'm be honest with you, I don't think most people think you're gonna beat OKC. And then the Spurs, if you lose those Spurs, they be like, you ran into Wemby.
Like, the thing about it, I don't think nobody really has expectations on any of the Western teams to get out past OKC or the Spurs. So
that's really the difference. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not really a lot of expectation on the Lakers or any other teams, to be fair, because everybody like, well, whoever faces OKC or the Spurs, they're pretty much like this. A lot of the predictions are probably gonna be like OKC and the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals. So nobody really expects none of the other. Even the Nuggets, you might get a few Nuggets just because of Jokic or something, but nobody really expects them to win. So that's why it's like, Lakers get out first round. It's like, okay, they're probably gonna run into the Spurs or OKC or something. And they expect them to lose. Not that it might happen. Not that it actually will happen. That's just what the expectation is. They're just like, well, there are 2 juggernauts that are right there, and then the Lakers with their history against the Nuggets would be something else that people would be riding with anyway. So it just depends. Me, I don't care. I'm all for basketball regardless of the fact. I'm also of the mindset that it's strange, but I do think OKC can be beaten just because I haven't seen
J-Dub ain't playing
number 3 guy play that well this season.
Yeah, J-Dub is not the same.
Like, J-Dub ain't played well this season. Of course, he's been injured the first part of the season, but he has not played the same at all. And then Chet is sort of a everything guy, but he hasn't really just stepped up to be the number 2 guy or something of that nature. So I think OKC could be beaten. Now the Spurs, I got them number 1 on my power rankings for a reason. I don't think there's a team in the Western Conference that matches up with them except for the Nuggets. I think that's the only.
And I'm be honest, when Wemby was out and the Nugget played, they cannot stop Castle. I looked up Castle versus the Nugget.
I'm saying, like, the reason I say
gives Jamal Murray nightmares.
The game to be defensive. I expect
that man get like 40, 12, and 12 on Jamal Murray.
But no,
That
that's
man
what I'm saying.
averaged
I don't expect
triple-double.
that game to be defensive.
Murray, you know he averaged a triple-double on Jamal Murray.
Huh?
That
Probably.
man
No,
averaged like
I
24
don't
points,
expect that game
12
to be
assists,
defensive.
12 rebounds on Jamal Murray.
Because I clearly don't think OKC could do it. I don't feel like, well, to be fair, if you don't have a body that could affect Wemby to some degree and a team around it to be able to score efficiently, then I don't think you size up with the Spurs at all. And they really ain't no team in the NBA that got it like that. So the Nuggets, the only reason why I say them maybe is because I feel like offensively they would just get out to a track meet. And that would be the way that they would win. Because I don't feel like OKC has the mouth to do it. I feel like the Lakers don't match up well only because it will require Luka to do too much over the course of 7 games. And I don't like that. So, and especially with their wing defenders, it will be really ugly. So I don't like that neither. The Rockets will be a worse version of the Lakers just because they will put bodies on Kevin Durant and the rest of the team can't get their own shot off. So that would be worse. The Timberwolves essentially the same thing because ain't nobody expecting Rudy Gobert to go off of 20 and 20 again. So that wouldn't be the best thing, even though he could be
you put Rudy Gobert against the court with Wemby, he just gonna just float around the court.
So it don't really work that well for them.
He gonna float around.
Under number 6 don't really matter. So
that's
what I'm saying. Like, I don't really think there's a good team that matches up well with the Spurs outside of the Nuggets, and the Nuggets is a maybe.
The only thing people can hope is that like Castle and them have their Jalen Green moment and just get scared of the lights.
I mean, that's the biggest argument you got against them is the fact that none of them have really been in the playoffs like that, other than De'Aaron Fox. And so it's like, and De'Aaron Fox
did a real good job against the Spurs.
Golden
State.
He ain't been deep. So it's like, well, you have to hope they're inexperienced, which is a factor. That is actually an important factor that their inexperience might play against them. Before that, you need a good experienced team to go against them.
But Wemby played in like the finals of the Olympics. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna fold. But I don't know. I want to see how Castle do. Even though I'm telling you right now, Castle is growing into something different. Like
we have Zell May, our representative Spurs over here, just to let y'all know.
Listen, it's a home team. My favorite team still the 76ers, and we looking like we back. We talk about them. We talk about the East next week because we looking like we getting healthy.
I mean, we got prescription 67 games left, man. We got 67 games left. We're getting really close. I'm gonna say in about 2 weeks to making our playoff predictions. We're getting close,
but
only got about 2 weeks.
We do. But y'all know the deal. Where to find them, like and subscribe, do all that, hit that notification bell, all that. You also know to go to overall99media.org where it's simple. You can find all these people right here on this page. You can find Make It Make Sense, the podcast, and Do You Hear Me? And any other projects Monterey got coming up soon. He'll put it on the link tree and you can just go to it soon. So anything coming up, overall99media.org, like I said, or like and subscribe here. We got different shows that talk about different things that I don't even know about half the time. So I'm probably not even gonna know about. But I'm let them introduce themselves. Unico, where can they find you?
You can find me tonight. You can find me at the Mario Galaxy midnight release premiere. In IMAX 3D. We'll be checking that out. And then I'll have a review for you, a quick reel / short. Also, you catch me, Unico Williams, UNIQO Williams. That's where you can find said review. Also, this Thursday, I will be interviewing a cast member in an upcoming film of Scary Movie. And there's just a lot going on. I have authors to interview, scripters. It's gonna be up, y'all. So 100%, man. Stay locked in because I'm locked in.
And of course, you have Monterey giving his victory lap.
I don't know about victory lap, but shout out, of course, to Player's Choice, the other podcast I meant to talk about earlier. But yes, otherwise, I'm Monterey Hudson everywhere. It says Monterey Hudson, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, as it still exists, and of course on Make It Make Sense podcast on Saturdays as we get ready for some other things that we will be unveiling and showing off. And when in doubt, buy the merch.
Buy the merch where you can find it. Overall99media.org. By the way, video, Jalen, I have a video on Do You Hear Me? And as well, I have a video as well. So on both pages, we talked about that. So I know y'all asked about it. We got a video already up, already prepared. My perspective, Unico got his perspective. I also got a video on how you can do content easier if you got a job or you at school and you're doing YouTube. It's ways to figure out the system. and it's you, Gemini. And I told you, and I gave you a video for it. So go watch that, as well as the shorts on the channel. So go check out that. We got some
very
more videos.
informative video. If you are a creator and you're wanting some advice and some tips, go check out Zelmay's video for sure.
I also got a video about this new AI fruit fetish that's been pissing me off that keep showing up on my thing.
Bruh, you gonna leave the strawberries and the bananas and the rest of that crew alone. Those videos are funny.
Those videos are ridiculous.
They are funny as all get out, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? Shut the door, nigga. I said, whoa, can that strawberry say it's a white strawberry?
He always diabolical. The banana is always a hard working. Bro, I'm sorry. Those videos are hilarious.
It's a white strawberry saying, shut the door, nigga. I said, no.
No,
I
haven't seen that one. Wait a minute. Oh no,
yeah.
I ain't seen that one. You got a whole different version on yours.
It's a white strawberry. By the way, this is not even coming up on my algorithm. I just see it on Chisel the Dunnis channel. Shout out to Chisel the Dunnis. But I watch all these on his because it's not. So it's like because they keep sending it to him. So I see all of them on his channel. So go check out my guy Chisel the Dunnis. He's been on the Blur Cartel and stuff like that. So shout out to my guy there.
Please shout out to him.
I appreciate y'all. And what, by the way, it's gonna be a lot of content this summer. So I'm hoping that you support and hit that hype button too when you like and all that. So
Daredevil, new episode tonight.
Oh dang, that is out.
But yeah, we're gonna watch Daredevil. I'm probably gonna watch both of them. I don't know if they're gonna be able to watch it with me and we do a video tomorrow. Yeah. So we don't know. It might be a video out Friday. We don't know yet.
Is it 2 episodes?
Supposed to be.
2 episodes out tonight. So we're gonna get to that. I might watch both of them and do a video by myself tomorrow, and then we live stream something, or we'll just record this tomorrow or Friday with all us together, and then just ship it out without y'all.
I'll just let y'all know in the chat when I'm done watching it, and we go from there.
So I do appreciate y'all. I'm gonna try to get it done tonight myself while I'm doing some editing on some other things. Like I said, I got an AI fruit video. I don't know if I'm recording that tonight though. Probably tomorrow, because I don't have them videos even in my algorithm to find, and I don't want to just look at Chisel the Dunnis video. So
I personally look at a chiseled Adonis all day either.
So I appreciate that. But we were yapping too much. Let us know your sports take. Anything you want us to talk about, email us at overall99media.org. I do want to give y'all a little bit of way now to interact with us more after the show. Overall99media.org. We'll read your email and you can support us and ask us a topic that we talk about. A little fan page type deal. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. It's April now. Peace.